This is a 1969 Camaro. I've done the trunk pan on it in a video before this one, if you would like to go back and look at that video. But this video is about actually the panels that go around the trunk pan or the trunk floor and build upon that, because in order to do that trunk floor, I would like to have all my panels off. So you really need to know, you have to have a plan, right? What you're going to do before you start. And that works out better that way, because we didn't start out that way. We were just going to replace the quarters top taillight panel. But we spent labor in trying to separate those panels, and we really didn't have to. We could have cut out the whole panel at once. And that would be my first bit of advice to you, is to have a plan and know what you're going to do before you start. It'll save you some time. Second tip is like your glass and things like that. You want to save the glass that's in it or have a template to go by. Take measurements. You can't take too many measurements. And, that's just the nature of the beast. Have all the measurements and more that you need versus not having enough. Get all your panels together. You want to brace your inner panels to the floor. You weld some braces to the inner panels. Now, they're not pictured here, but I did weld braces and brace it up. See, we started to cut this car apart just assuming we were just going to place the quarters, and we hadn't planned on replacing the wheel wells or anything like that. So you can see how I was just kind of slicing it, and I wouldn't do it that way if I were going to, go back and do it all over, because we would do it differently, because we would be replacing the whole back half. I didn't even know I was going to replace the actual trunk pan. And so we were planning on patching a lot of this stuff, but it's just, if you're going to replace all that sheet metal, why even go through the trouble? Just go ahead and, replace all of it. You will have to make some adjustments. So don't get too far ahead of yourself. For instance, around the lower rear valence, kind of a gap and everything, but, you know, once it fits up and you get everything fitted and bolted up and, screwed in, I use screws, self-tapping screws, things seem to correct themselves. So save your panels. This is a panel that I cut out. I usually save my panels so I can get a good reference to go back and look at. This is the panel that I removed from it. And it seems to be the factory panel, the factory installed panel. You can see where it comes around. It meets at a nice radius. There's no gap. And you can see where these panels are kind of even, per se. They're on different planes, but where they start to bend and their radiuses are, they're even. There. This here, it's on the same plane, no gap. A very little gap. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to do some maneuvering to that gutter channel to get it where I want it. I have the quarter panels fitted, the tail light panel, and the valence, the lower valence, the sub panel behind the tail light panel. I'm not going to get into the details of fitting the panels. You can watch my other video on how to fit a quarter, but I just do some highlights on this of what I'm running into. I always save my panels that I cut out, because this right here, if I had not had that panel that I cut out, and I try to cut them all out and not really separate them, just, cut it in pieces, just so I can use it for reference if I need it. This fits flush with this, but you can see the gap here where this radius should come down to meet this one for the weather stripping gutter, or the rain gutter, which I have. It's another piece that attaches to this. But if I were to push this panel here, if I were to go forward with this panel, this right here wouldn't meet the quarter. the tail light panel wouldn't meet the quarter. It would go inward and it would be a step down, which you could do it that way, but that's not the way it was done from the factory. And so I'm trying to do it the way it is from the factory. So another issue I'm running into is when I close the trunk lid, I'm getting the interference. You can hear it. What it's doing is it's hitting right here. It's hitting the weather stripping channel or rain gutter, whichever. It's called different things. But that's where it's hitting at. So I use my other piece for a reference. And this plane here, this plane should be even with the channel, which here is not. You can see there's a pretty good gap, especially toward the center. You can see the gap right here between, this is not really a straight edge, but it's straight enough to show you what I'm talking about. But anyway, there's a gap, see? And it's not really laying on the same plane. And as I said before, these panels, they're not going to jump out of the box and fit themselves to the car. You're going to have to do some cutting, some slicing, and some welding, some fabricating, and some other things to get these panels to fit precisely. All the panels that I use were not manufactured by the same factory. Some were AMD metal, some were CHL. And so I had to do some fitting, to make them fit up to each other. And that's okay too, because you have to do some of that as long as you can get it welded back and make it look seamless like it would be from the factory. And you can use a long jaw clamp through the cell panel to actually pinch the top to the quarter to get them close enough to weld together. So to wrap this video up, I'll speak about the actual decision-making part of it, because I get a lot of questions on, what should I do? Should I replace the panels? Should I patch the panels? That's totally up to the vehicle owner. I can advise on which way I would go, and but I can't actually spend your money for you. Labor costs add up. And for these cars, like a late model, if you were doing this on a late model Camaro and you had to replace the top, the 2 quarters, and the tail light panel, those panels, they were damaged in a collision or however they might have been damaged, it would add up. And so an insurance company might pay out for those panels. If you had to paint them and just do it and seam seal them and just do it and just out the door, that job could be upwards of like 25 grand or whatever. It might total the car. It just wouldn't be, you wouldn't try to, salvage that car because it would be total. Why would you, why would an insurance company pay out? Because they have a formula that they go by. So, but either way, that's what the body shop would have to be paid to replace all those panels on a late model Camaro. So that kind of factors in if you got to hire somebody to do it. So if you were doing it yourself, of course, you had a skill set to do it, you can replace those panels and not have to pay a whole lot of labor. But if not, then you got to pay labor. That's going to affect your decision making on, what to do or what not to do. So I hope this video has been informative. If you know of anybody that it might help, go ahead and send this video to them and share it with them. And if they're on the fence about which way to go, should they replace the panel, should they not replace the panel, and that's a decision they have to make on their own, and maybe get some advice from, I could give advice from, looking at the vehicle or, whatever else, but I like to look at them in person. Pictures won't really do it for me, especially with just like a quote or an estimate or whatever. So anyway, Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe, and so you get more of these videos. And I'll see you on the next video, and share this video. Thanks for watching.